Alright, what's going on, guys? Back with a new video. This is my updated 2018 Top 15 NFL Mock Draft. I changed some things up. I was going to post my original as my first video on this new channel, but I recorded it, edited it, and then we had a trade happen in the Top 15 that affected my draft. So, if you guys don't already know, the Bills traded with the Bengals to move up to spot 12, swapping from 12 to 21 between teams, and offensive tackle Cordy Glenn was involved. I'll be making a separate video about the whole trade, but basically all you need to know is that Buffalo is now picking at 12 instead of Cincinnati. So let's get things started. First pick, Cleveland. I have them taking Saquon Barkley out of Penn State. I think he's the best player in the draft. I don't think anyone can really deny that. He is a very rare talent. He was advertised as shown at the Combine, really balled out, showed what he has to offer. Arguably the best running back since Adrian Peterson that we've seen come out of college. So I think it makes a lot of sense with John Dorsey, the new GM, really just overhauling the whole team. I don't see why not. They've got a quarterback. They've got a solid receiving core. The defense is solid. And I think with a guy like Saquon Barkley, just a complete stud, I don't think you can really go wrong with him at number 1. So yeah, Cleveland, number 1, Saquon Barkley. At number 2, I have the New York Giants taking Josh Allen, quarterback out of Wyoming. This was tricky for me. I wanted to slot Quentin Nelson at 2. I think in years to come, when we go back and do our redrafts for this year, I think Quentin Nelson will be higher than what he gets picked at. But I have them taking Josh Allen. I know they have a lot of confidence in Eli for at least next year, maybe 2 years, and they kind of have some belief in the potential of Davis Webb. But I don't think, I think this quarterback class is just stacked, and I don't think there's a need to really wait on quarterback if you're the New York Giants. Just get Josh Allen. He's got a cannon. He's a solid quarterback. Just let him sit behind Eli and learn, and I think you're in a good position. At number 3, I have arguably the best pick in the draft that makes the most sense. So the most ideal pick, I guess, which is Bradley Chubb to the Indianapolis Colts. I haven't seen a mock without them taking Bradley Chubb, period. Like, it's pretty much set in stone at this point. Obviously, things could happen, but I think they'll take Bradley Chubb. He's an ideal fit. He comes in and fills a huge need. They haven't had a pass rusher since, an elite level pass rusher since arguably Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis. He's got super long arms. I think he fits the 4-3 perfectly. I want to compare him to, say, a Joey Bosa type, but I think that fit is just perfect, and I'm excited to see what he can do in Indianapolis. At number 4, I have the Arizona Cardinals trading up with the Cleveland Browns to select Sam Darnold out of USC. With the departure of Carson Palmer, with the in the mix kind of rumors at Cousins, Kirk Cousins, I don't think they'll obtain Cousins. I still think Cousins is a Minnesota Viking, personally. So I think it makes a lot of sense here. Just give up a little bit in the future. Well, not a little bit. They'll probably have to give up a lot, but I think Darnold just comes in, fits the need. I think he can start day 1. He fits the team. Obviously in need of a quarterback. So yeah, I think that'll be one of the big moves this year in the draft. Arizona trading up to select Sam Darnold. At number 5, I have the Denver Broncos taking Josh Rosen. Again, I wanted to slot Quentin Nelson there with the Kirk Cousins rumors. Potentially a Case Keenum type deal also could go on there. But, I mean, I think there's a lot of signs that point to them being out on Cousins, and I think it makes a lot of sense for them to just snag a quarterback there. Josh Rosen out of UCLA. Great football IQ, great leader. From everything that I've seen, he's got a really good character. And I think it'll be one of those situations where John Elway kind of just gawks at their quarterback and wants to just snag one. They've got Paxton Lynch, they've got Simeon, they've got Osweiler, but, I mean, none of them are worth much as a starting NFL quarterback. So I have them taking Josh Rosen at 5. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I was just looking over everything, and I realized I literally forgot that Baker Mayfield was a real person, apparently. Totally missed out on slotting him in my 15. I did that last time I did my top 15. I literally just forgot about Minkah Fitzpatrick, so went back, edited some things, but we're back. So at 6, where I was, I have the New York Jets finally just going all in on a quarterback. No more one-year deals, Josh McCown type guys, no more Ryan Fitzpatricks, no more Geno Smiths. I just have them taking Baker Mayfield at 6. So Baker Mayfield, I know he has a lot of criticism. I think he's solid. I think the Manziel comparisons are pretty much garbage. Besides, maybe they look alike in a way, like in pads. Like, he obviously has somewhat of an attitude on the field, but it's passion, I think it's realness, and I really think he has the drive and what it takes to succeed in the NFL. Whether that's possible with the New York Jets in their state right now, I'm not a psychic, I don't know how that would work. But I think the Jets definitely will go all in this year, snag one of these quarterbacks in the first round, and just not have to worry about it for a while. So yeah, number 6, I have the Jets taking Baker Mayfield. At 7, I have the Buccaneers taking arguably the best player in the draft, Quentin Nelson. I think they would like to go Minkah Fitzpatrick here and bolster up that defense, being that he's still on the board, but I don't think they could pass on Quentin Nelson, arguably a future Hall of Famer, multiple Pro Bowls, best offensive lineman in the class, one of the best offensive lineman prospects we've seen in a while. One analyst said that he's the best offensive line prospect he's seen, period, ever. So, yeah, Quentin Nelson out of Notre Dame to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think it's a good fit, and I think he'll excel well in that offense. At number 8, I have Minkah Fitzpatrick to the Chicago Bears. A lot of people want to give them a wide receiver in the first round. I don't see it. I don't think it's necessary. They're pretty much going after a lot of these big name wide receiver free agents pretty hard from what I've seen. Allen Robinson, Sammy Watkins, guys like that. So I don't think they go wide receiver first round, and I think they go Minkah Fitzpatrick. He can play safety, he can play corner, he's very versatile. He has a great football IQ, great leader, one of the best overall talents in this class, and I think this helps them out. Perhaps, hypothetically, they can't secure a long-term deal with Kyle Fuller, who they value very highly, and they placed a transition tag on this year. But they've been very open and honest about wanting to bring him back on a long-term deal. So I think pairing him with Minkah Fitzpatrick in the secondary would just be, I think it would work really well, and I think it's a good fit. Minkah Fitzpatrick to the Bears at number 8. At number 9, I have the 49ers taking Denzel Ward. They've been rumored to be looking at Tremaine Johnson, a couple other cornerbacks in free agency, but I don't think you can pass up Denzel Ward at 9 if you're the 49ers. The best corner in the draft, in my opinion. Ran a 4.32, I believe. Just ridiculously fast, ridiculously good in coverage, good hands, good football IQ. Maybe not the best size. He's a little bit smaller, but I think he could be, the next maybe Chris Harris, Vernon Hargreaves. I think he's got kind of that similar skill set that would work well with the Niners. So at number 9, I have the 49ers taking Denzel Ward out of Ohio State. 10, I have the Oakland Raiders taking Roquan Smith, another guy I think who will be one of the bigger names out of this draft in the future. Ran a 4.51. He's decently fast. I think he's about 6'1", maybe. He's not too big, but he's quick to the ball. I think he's the best linebacker in the class. He fills a need. They don't have that elite linebacking core that they once did. Obviously, Aldon Smith probably won't ever be in the NFL again. But yeah, I think Roquan Smith to the Raiders is a good fit. And I think that'll be the pick. I don't know what else to say. All right, at number 11, I have the Miami Dolphins taking Tremaine Edmunds out of Virginia Tech. Incredible talent, only 19 years old, coming out of college. I don't even know how that works, honestly. He ran, I believe, let me see what I have here. I don't have his 40. He's 6'5". I know that much. Just a huge guy. I think he's kind of an Anthony Barr type of guy. That's my comparison. I think he's very versatile on where you can play him, inside or outside. And I think the Miami Dolphins could go wide receiver here with the departure of Jarvis Landry. But, I mean, I don't really think any of the wide receivers in this class are ideally a top 15 talent. So, yeah, I think they go Tremaine Edmunds. This lighting is fucked. This lighting is just not cooperating. Okay, whatever. I'm just talking. You don't really have to be looking at my face that much. Oh, dear Lord. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, so Tremaine Edmunds to the Dolphins, I think is a good pick. And number 12, this is where things get interesting, for me at least. Number 12, the Buffalo Bills take Lamar Jackson out of Louisville. I know this is a reach for a ton of people, but you have to think back to last year. We saw Deshaun Watson going into the draft. People were saying third-round prospect, second-round prospect, maybe late first round. And I think we're in an age in the NFL where when you have the chance to get your franchise quarterback, you have to jump on it. We've seen in the past how it doesn't really work when teams wait out for quarterbacks. So I think they take Lamar Jackson here. I think it's a decent fit. I would call it a reach still, but I don't see why they traded into the top 15 if it wasn't to secure a quarterback, especially with the departure of Tyrod Taylor. And I think the best one on the board here is Lamar Jackson, and I still don't think that's that high for him. I think he's gotten a lot of flack from the media. The whole wide receiver thing was just ridiculous. But I think he goes here at 12 to the Buffalo Bills. At number 13, I have my Washington Redskins taking Vita Vea out of the University of Washington. He's 6'4", 347, absolute monster, Danny Shelton type player. Sheds blocks like it's nobody's business. Just huge. He's quick. He's got big arms. And I think when you have, decent edge rushers in Washington, it looks like they're bringing back Trent Murphy, but you have guys like Preston Smith, Ryan Kerrigan, Matt Ioannidis, and then you got Jonathan Allen last year to play in the interior. I think put another young stud next to Jonathan Allen, and you've got a decent front seven for years to come. So at 13, I do have the Redskins taking Vita Vea out of Washington. At number 14, I have the Green Bay Packers taking Daron Payne. A lot of mocks had them taking Marcus Davenport, who's more of an edge rusher. But going through the mocks, I saw that I had Daron Payne slipping a little bit, and I think it's a good pick. I think it's kind of a best player available pick. He's athletic, he's versatile, and I think he could maybe rush the edge a little bit if they wanted him to, but I think he's a guy who can move around a lot. He's just really athletic, really physical, and I like that pick personally. So Daron Payne to the Green Bay Packers. And at number 15, it's the Browns pick since I had them trading down and swapping with the Arizona Cardinals. So at number 15, I think the Cleveland Browns take Calvin Ridley. I know that receiving core already is really good. They have a guy in Josh Gordon who's kind of trying to prove himself again and seems to be doing quite well. They just brought in Jarvis Landry, obviously. And then they have Corey Coleman as well. Who am I forgetting? Maybe I'm forgetting somebody. I don't think so. Anyway, this is just kind of a best player available pick. He's not that big. He's got good hands. He's got good football IQ. And I think he's decent. Maybe compare him to a Reggie Wayne type. So I think just bolstering up that wide receiver core with a bunch of just really good young players helps out their quarterback situation a little bit, because I honestly don't think that Tyrod's the future, obviously, but when they do choose to bring in a quarterback out of the drafts per se, I think just having that strong wide receiver core with Saquon Barkley in the backfield with a solid defense, I think it just kind of entices things a lot. And yeah, so thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed that video. That was really cringe to say. Whew. Anyway, thank you all for watching again. A little rough, I know, it's my first video, but let me know what you guys think of my picks. Share your thoughts, share your opinions, share your criticism. I want to hear it. I want to hear from you guys what you guys think is going to happen in the draft, any big trades perhaps, any surprise picks. So yeah, let me know. And of course, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next video.